You're on live with yours truly. I am Clyde Yorkshire. Tonight, I have a special show for you tonight. Please make sure you like and subscribe. And I'm waiting for my true friends to come up in here and have a conversation, guys. You know how the government do me. You know how they behave when you are a black man who cares about the issues, and you're not asking what can your country do for you, but what can you do for your country. You're willing to serve your country. You're willing to understand that we have shortcomings in every relationships. There's always going to be these shortcomings, but you're not sitting around waiting for somebody to bail us out, pull us up by our own bootstraps. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm Clyde Yorkshire. Please check out my latest book as well, Black Women Rings Around Saturn. Black Women Rings Around Saturn, available on Amazon, Audible, and Kindle. Available on Amazon, Audible, and Kindle. There is a 3 minute or 4 minute clip that you can hear what is inside the book. A great, amazing American story of a young boy's incredible journey into Pangea as it becomes Middle Earth. We talk about everything from our chakras to being homeless, love, relationships, baby mamas, old school music, the Arctic, the Antarctica, Africa, Europe. We give you an amazing and wonderful story, again, about a young boy's incredible journey into Pangea as it becomes Middle Earth. And as things change, the tectonics plate move and shift things around. And we talk about the flat Earth. We talk about also the amazing creation underwater. We talk about what's in the skies. We talk about relationship. We talk about the welfare state, Dr. Martin Luther King. We talk about partying in the Bronx, getting high on the train station. The whole 9 yards is there. Christmas, holidays with or without the family. A great story. But tonight what we're going to talk about is we're going to explain what does making America great again mean. Okay? You see it right there. What does making America great again mean? Let's be honest. What does making America great again? What's up, baby? How y'all doing? Y'all come up in here. Make sure you subscribe and you like. We got a great show for you. We're going to talk about making America great again. Imperious, what's going on? Harinkin, if I messed up the names, I'm sorry. I'm going to get it right. You are handsome. Oh, thank you. We're going to talk about what does make America great really means. And we're going to show you what happens when black people are not stuck under the thumbnail of the Democratic Party and not stuck under the thumbnail of black women who have been put in a position to defend the Democrats no matter what they do. They're their top supporters, whether it's men and women's sports, they're going to support it. Whether it's men and going to your girl's bathroom, selling to our young kids that they can have their genders changed. Black women are the top supporters, like they're going out and they're getting paid to push the Democratic narrative. At the same time, they did not support Kamala Harris. We're going to talk about the ironies of black women too. We have nothing against black women, but they're not going to get away. Just like rebel groups who are paid by sometimes our own country, they have to be exposed for who put them there, how did they get there, where did they come from, who gave them the weapons. We have to show and shine the light on how the deep state, the federal government, is using black women. This is so dope. Thank you. You can listen, make fun, but great again. I love anybody who thinks I'm not going to kill you right now in terms of make America great again. Malcolm, you know it. Young Malcolm right here. It says, Fupa face, I love you, baby. Listen, so we're going to talk about the irony of black women. How about we get right into this, ladies and gentlemen? Make sure you like and subscribe. Help your boy, because they're trying to hurt me. They're trying to get me. They're lowering my numbers. They're shadow banning me, watching my emails. They think that I'm the problem and we're trying to fix things. Talk about IPOC, okay? What are you doing? Okay, so now let's get into this. First and foremost, ladies and gentlemen, I want to make clear what Make America Great Again means. Make America Great Again simply means, especially to me, who owns 70% of the slave ships. First of all, there was no slave ships. That's the first thing we're going to do is educate some of these people. If y'all listening, I'm telling you, tell somebody, share this. This is what black people who are not being told what to say, look how brilliant and beautiful we are. We are just like people from India, Sri Lanka, China. We are very smart. We were some of the top creators in this country of music, innovation, style, grace, you name it. But look what happens when a party takes control of you, like lobbyists, and they paying our sisters to push a narrative, giving them community college, giving them municipal jobs, making them prosecutors against their own men. Now, let me just explain one of the ironies of black women. Imagine Kamala Harris or even Donald Trump was a prosecutor and he made his living off of prosecuting black women, and we said we voting for him anyway. What would black women say? I'm gonna divorce you. I'm not staying in a relationship with you. You don't love us. You are selfish. We said the same thing to black women. This woman has prosecutors. They've taken advantage of us, like Fannie Willis and like these other prosecutors. Kamala Harris prosecuted and locked black men up. What do you think black women said? So she's gonna help us with abortion. They could care less. They have their own private and personal agenda, and I'm not mad at them. But don't get mad when black women is not going to sail down that ship with you and allow you to manipulate us because you have a vagina and because you're married to us and because you can divorce us, and then we're going to have to pay for our lawyer fees and the attorney general is going to represent you for free. Don't be mad because we are standing as men do, as Arab men would do, Chinese men would stand on their business in their square, Sri Lankan men, people from Vietnam, okay, white men. We are not going to let black women also help to feminize us because that's what the federal government is up to. Look at the irony, ladies and gentlemen. Now let's talk about what does make America great again means to me. Make America great again means that we put the dollar back on the gold standard. That boy right there talking now. What does make America great again? It means that we stop becoming slaves. We was first a slave to the crown, and we supposedly broke away and came to the Western Hemisphere, so we don't have to be a slave to the crown. Now we slave to a new crown that is taking our tax dollars and going on these expensive escapades, war after war, whether it's Syria, whether it's going to be Yemen now, whether it's Ukraine, and basically fondling our money, basically laundering our money out of the country, washing it in the name of war, and these politicians are getting kickbacks, okay? That's what make America great means to me, is stop taxing the people and making them slave to the tax system. That's what make America great again. America in 1913 started taxing people. Make America great again means to me, don't let the Federal Reserve run our economy and print our money. That's what make America great again means to me. Let the Congress print our instruments of credit and money and have the final say, do we go to war? That's what make America great again means to me. I'm hitting them in the body now. I'm hitting them hard, like Terrence Crawford, like Mayweather. They're getting scared. See, when they don't want black men to be on CNN and ABC who are straight males, who are educated, and who are well-spoken. They want to get Don Lemons up there. They want to get these other Van Jones, feminized guys who are crying, pleading to black women, who's the savior of the Democratic Party and the poster child. They don't want young, black, intelligent men like me. They want, again, to get people up there who are going to keep bringing up race. They want people up there who are going to continue to bring up what the country took from them, what they didn't do. And everybody has a story, ladies and gentlemen. The Indians have went through hundreds of years of being taken advantage of by the Europeans, specifically the British. Secondly, we're blaming white people in America for slavery, and no white person in America had anything to do with slavery. There was the French who came over, who we kicked them out. It was the people from Spain who did this. It was the people from London, the same people who we fought against to get away from the crown. George Washington may have had some bad habits, and some of the first American slaves who were under that oppressive system, but they immediately wrote a constitution that would abolish slavery, abolish those type of behaviors, abolish that type of crown behavior, and we were going to have a free and democratic society under our republic. Now, they have since got rid of our republic, Okay, so then you don't have people who you have to be beholden to because everybody's just a citizen. There are no more patriots. There's no more landowners. The government wants to do that. Black women are supporting that. They're not just talking about this is about proportions. No, this is about them telling your children you can have a sex change. This is about them paying for military persons to have sexual sex changes. What black women will not speak on that. How are you going to take, oh, well, they just helping us with abortions. Kamala Harris is a black woman and she's a lawyer, she's qualified. In what circumstance? When have you ever seen a president elect be in the forefront like he's president right now? He's talking to Russia, not Joe Biden, not Kamala Harris. You hear crickets with them. He's the one talking to Israel right now. He's talking about Iran. He's got the world leaders talking about, oh my God, we're going to get tariff. We better get ourselves together. He's telling Canada what you're going to do. He's telling Mexico what I'm not playing with the moment I get in there. Where is Joe Biden to do this? Ladies and gentlemen, this is a setup. They are trying to play us. And again, when you have dumbed down the black men, when you have fed them for over 40 years that you can't make it without me, if you try to rise up, we will go against you and knock down what you do. The government is already after you. You better let us be in control, okay? We're Cleopatra. Caesar said, and the black man is like, I don't believe you understand us. We are not going out like that. We are the head of the household. We are the fathers. We were the ones who built this country. We went to war. We were the Tuskegee Airmen. And just because we've been on a little bit of crack lately, we've been out robbing and stealing lately, we don't do what we're supposed to do by our kids in 30 years because of you kicking the fathers out and creating a welfare state, you're not going to make us think that something is wrong with us. They don't like that because America has sold to them under the deep state and left-wing media propaganda machine that you are in charge. You are the mother and father. We're going to back you. We're going to give you affirmative action. We're going to give you food stamps. We built housing projects for you. We're going to give you Medicaid. We're going to put these men on child support. We're going to lock them up. We're going to put the crime bill, and we're going to fund you the same way we're funding the Kurds, the same way we're funding Osama bin Laden. We're funding black women to fight against the black male. And don't get mad that we are not going to sit back and let it happen. How do you get mad at me because I'm not letting you step on my feet? You're supposed to go along with it, okay? You the woman now. We told you, we the black woman. Baby girl, we not doing that, honey. And we got nothing against you. Fall back in line and be our wife. Fall back in line and be our woman. Fall back in line and sit in the passenger seat. I don't care what the Democrats told you. Now let's talk about what makes America great again. What make America great again means to me is that we have two genders in this country, okay? And we are a serious country and we keep it that way. What make America great means to me, again, it means that we do not send our monies out to Europe and all these other kind of places on their escapades as well. Let me read some of these comments. It says, take that hat off, buddy, before stuff gets ugly. Okay, and this is the notorious ignorant fool. It says, hello from Jerusalem. Now, let me explain something else to you. Look at the irony of the federal government. We talk about China tampering in our politics. We talk about Russia, but is it okay if Israel do it? We all know that people have said on both sides, the Israel lobby is strong. Guys, nobody's supposed to tamper with American politics but Americans. Not even the crown, not the French, not the Jews, okay, the Israelis, not Sri Lanka, not India. No one is supposed to meddle in American politics but us. Okay, so we have irony in our country. That's what make America great means to me, is getting the Israel lobby out of here, okay, putting them where they're supposed to be, putting Germany is in our politics like you wouldn't believe, England is in our politics like you wouldn't believe, and they get a pass. That is what making America great means to me, is that American people of all colors come together and we love our country and our diversity. We come in different colors and we all American. We love that flag. We love our families. We love our land. That's what make America great to me. Make America great to me means, what does it mean? Getting rid of all of the food, like Trump said, that is corrupting our children. It is making us have cancer. It is making us obese. That is what Make America Great means to me, is cleaning up our food system, cleaning up the Hollywood system, cleaning up the music business. That is what Make America Great means to me. Getting rid of all of these check cash in place, the over-policing of these neighborhoods. That is what making America great means to me. Now, these people are going to act like that's some sort of dog whistle for racism, putting black people back in chains. It ain't going to happen. We're not going back in slavery. Indians are not going back in slavery. Irish are not going back in slavery. Japanese are not going back in slavery. Chinese, white people are not going back to slavery. The Balkan states, who were slaves for many years by different Slavic communities and different Russias and all this other kind of stuff, by the Ottomans. None of these people are willing to go back into slavery. Neither are we, including the Jews. That is what Make America Great means to me. It means that we are not selling our children before they can even make up their mind and become adults, that they can get a sex change. That's what Making America Great means to me. It means that we put the republic first, like we used to. It means that we do not let the Federal Reserve dictate our dollar and print money as they will. That's what Make America Great means to me. Okay, let's be clear. Make America Great again. You know what that means to me? We don't just open our borders and let anybody flow in here. Okay, we don't divide families, we build families. We don't get rid of the church and dismantle it. We build the church the way we used to. We respect police officers, and we teach our children, when you get pulled over, first and foremost, let's tell the truth. A lot of black people, nobody wants them in their communities, including black people. And Chris Rock was the first one who made this clear. I don't want niggas in here, because there's a difference between Negroes and black folks, okay? So don't get mad that nobody else do. And then when you get some money, what's the first thing you want to do? Is move into a nice neighborhood. Baby, the world can see you, black people. The world, all of your shenanigans, your trolling, your racial talk, people are not buying it. They see you for who you are and what you are. They've watched Malcolm X clean up his behavior. They've watched Dr. King. They've seen Fannie Lou Hamer. They've seen what happened when black people are on their jobs and they're doing right by their family. They are great people to be involved with. They're great inventors. They do wonderful things, but they're not going to let you sell some fantasy to them under the Democratic talking points. They are controlling you. Let's be clear. We can always say that the rappers are being controlled by the boule, by the government. The comedians, they're being controlled by the inner workings of the industry mobsters. So who do you think is controlling black women? You thought Kanye was lying when he said that these people I don't even know are controlling my career? When Kyrie Irving spoke up and talked about the people who can just take away your deals, just get you out of here, get rid of your bank accounts. All of my people who are not from this country, you know what we can do as Americans to make your job hard in the international bank, how we can make your job hard by tariffs and putting you on sanctions. Imagine that this same country is doing sanctions and things like that domestically to black people. This is how they are. And you know, if you're a foreigner, how America has the British and its so-called allies in a rule-based system. They fund these radical groups, unfortunately, sometimes to even go against the Russians. That's how we got Osama bin Laden. We fund these ISIS and these other Talibans and even give them weapons accidentally to go against the main government of Bashar al-Assad in Syria, go against Egypt to topple the government. Well, who do you think toppled the black American community government? Using black women to use as talking points like, oh, ain't nothing wrong. It was the black men. They just left. They ran out like Bashar al-Assad. You a liar. You brought the drugs in our community. You shipped the jobs overseas. You closed down the factories. You castrated us economically. You elevated our women in positions of the Supreme of the court. You put them as prosecutors. You make them lock us up. Okay? You introduced this welfare projects, affirmative action. The truth is coming out. And that's why you don't want a channel like mine. A black man like mine. You don't want conservative black men. You don't want Republican black men to have a spot on CNN. You don't want to hear from us. You want Don Lemon. You want Joy Reid, people who are going to sit there and sell to the nation a bunch of crap. But guess what? India, Sri Lanka, even Japan, Algeria, they have smart news networks. They have millions of views now where they're just on par with Fox. They're on par with CNN. The world can see now. And they can see the BS of the left wing. Another thing, Obama was not an African American. He had no blood that was under the Willie Lynch. He had no blood that was in sharecropping. He had no blood that picked cotton at all. His mama was a white woman from Kansas, and his father might have had to deal with apartheid or whatever, but that was in Africa and Kenya. He was not African American. But the fact that at least he had a black American woman whose parents did go through that, we accepted it. Kamala Harris have no blood to the African American community. And again, I want you intelligent listeners out here, because you're the one I'm leaning on. Ask yourself one thing: if black women cared so much about Kamala Harris, why was she the first one to drop out of the primaries, where you had about 18 different candidates running on their own merits and their own popularity? Not even 5% of black American women supported her. It was only when they had a last ditch effort, when Obama was running the government and Michelle, and they convinced black women through their circuits of sororities and the black church, gosh, we going with Kamala. Okay, now make sure your husbands get out of that video game. Make sure that they get out of the Lakers right now. And you tell them they ain't getting no coochie cat unless they go with this new idea we're doing with Kamala Harris. Nancy Pelosi gonna push it, and Chuck Schumer, they gonna tell you what to do. They gonna write the whole script for you. Make sure your husbands, and tell them you will divorce them. They don't listen. You will go to the court if they don't listen. Black men said like this. They said, no, we ain't doing it. You ain't doing it. Listen, I got to go back to these Democrats. They believing in me. I'm the poster child. You better support them, because this is about abortion. Okay, what about the same sex in the bathrooms? It ain't about, don't worry about that. This is about abortion. What about them shoving this sexual ratifications to our children? Well, and you're a Christian black woman. Well, it's about abortion. Okay, what about our borders being open? You mean to tell me it's okay with black American women when the first chance that we heard that there would not be another primary with the Democrats, they were going to go with Kamala Harris, her first video was to do what Obama did? Obama made sure before he left office, he got the LGBT community behind him, lit the White House up with the colors of the rainbow, and he passed the bill so nothing but gay power, gay millionaires, gay billionaires supported him. Kamala Harris, what's the first thing she did? Did she come to black women? Did she come to black men? No. She put out her first video, I'm running for president, and the first thing I'm going to make sure is that you can love who you want to love. She pulled the same Obama move to go after the gay vote. Then after she secured them, and they was like, we voting for her, honey, because we can't have Trump getting there and messing up what we done got already. And I'm not mad with you. I can understand that everybody has the right to do what they want to do. Then guess what she did? Now, I'm a black woman. Everybody was like, really? Okay. Black woman was like, shit, we ain't got no choice, man. These old white men, we gotta go with it. And then guess what they did? 20 days before the election, now let's see if we can get black men. The same people. That's why it took so long, because you locked us up. You publicly embarrassed yourself, and you made yourself. You did the same thing Joe Biden did. Lock up these black men for smoking crack and selling crack and doing all this other kind of stuff. But guess what? Your son was smoking crack. Your son was using crack. Your son was with prostitutes. Look at the irony of the Democrats, ladies and gentlemen. And guess what he did? Gave his son a pardon. The same stuff that you said bad about black American men, ladies and gentlemen. Look how disgusting the Democrats are. You see it. If you got any morals, if you got any love, any truth in your heart, you have any honesty at all, you mean to tell me you didn't see what just happened? Black women is counting on you not seeing that. They were, and Sister Doctors Julia Hears and Dr. Shazar Ali, these are black American women. They wrote books, and they got, black women got upset at them that they exposed the truth. Now look at black men. We will expose other black men who are doing wrong. We'll call them out. Black women will never expose black women who are doing wrong. siding with the wrong side. Again, last but not least, I want all of y'all out there to listen to me. America doesn't just fund rebels and fund rebels, give them weapons, drop off weapons accidentally. We have to run out and leave them. You left that shit on purpose. They don't just fund South Korea so we can keep North Korea in check. They're not going to just fund Ukraine so we can keep the Soviets and Russia in check. They're not just funding Taiwan and giving them weapons. They're funding and giving weapons to black women to keep the black American, the original somehow terrorists, the original troublemakers, the original Million Man Marches, the original Malcolm X's, who were the ones who pushed that? It was the black male. And that's who they don't want to rise up. So if we can pay your women, give them jobs, give them low income housing, give them credit cards. They're fighting a spiritual war against us. They're fighting an economic war. They control most of the resources in this country. This is the truth about what is happening. And it hurts me that black women will get mad at black men who want to fight for their families, fight for this country, fight to free them from the hand of the deep state who are controlling and manipulating them. Just how they control the rappers, saying, we're not going to push your album unless you're talking about bitch, hoe, pussy, killing niggas, and shooting niggas. Or we don't want that conscious rap no more. We want some dirty motherfuckers. We want you holding a pistol and put your pants down. We going to push that. That's what the industry wanted. And they wanted a black woman that is sassy. Don't listen to no man. You just listen. We got 50 states. How many of y'all can we get in community college? Black women said, well, damn, you going to put us in community college? Now, for anybody, I am willing to cash up you $30 if you think I'm lying. Better yet, have y'all heard of Thomas Sowell? Look him up. Have you heard of the welfare state? While you're talking to me, use your other side phone and go just like this. Let me see if this black man talking truth. How you spell welfare? WELFARE, and then space and put state. STATE and space and put black women. Send. What happens? Oh shit! This is real. It's on Facebook, it's on Twitter, it's on Instagram, TikTok, C-SPAN, CBS. The truth about the federal government funding black women to go against the black movement is not a joke. What they did to the Black Panthers was not a joke. The drugs they pushed in our community was not a joke. The reconstruction of the slaves is not a joke. Saying, I'm telling you, they are funding these women are not speaking out of their own accord in the name of Jesus, in the name of family, in the name of love of country. They are doing the bidding of lobbyists, special interest groups, liberal organizers who have the money, the power to push these women into this category by any means necessary. That's why there's so many of them are divorced and single. Okay, that's why black men have been going elsewhere, because we are not going to tolerate a bastardized version of black women. Imagine India. Imagine the British, okay, came into Jamaica, came into India, came into Sri Lanka, came into Pakistan, and took your woman, funded them with the British pound, and made them go against you and give them jobs in Britain. They can go anywhere in Europe and America and they can get funded as long as they go against you. A lot of women gonna go for that because look, they in poverty, they're hurting, they're struggling, and the British and other control. Black women had no choice but to go for it. Okay, they threaten these women with taking their children away. They threaten these women with cutting their lights off, removing their leases, putting them on face-to-face hearings. They would come in, check to see if there was no man in the house. This is the only way they can receive funding in a country that they built. They would come check to see if there was any men clothes there, any men cologne, any toothbrushes. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what actually happened in the United States of America. If you look up the welfare state, again, I know white people who had nothing to do with this stuff, but there are some white people who don't want to even hear that it even happened. I don't want to know. Stop. Okay? There are certain people who slaved Israel and did them dirty. They don't want to hear their own record. Okay? People who took part in Willie Lynch, they don't want to hear it. Africans who sold Africans, and they don't want to be reminded of the dirt that they did. Black women are in the same category, and they have the white man's burden now that they participated in the LBJ experiment, which was also the welfare state. And they participated in removing in 50 freaking states or countries 80% of black men out of their homes in all countries, in all states. You participated in it. The documentaries are there. The black women testimonies who went door to door to do the bidding and got paid for it. They come clean about it. Look up the welfare state right now if you think I'm joking. And you tell black women this. You show them the documentaries on C-SPAN, Hezekiah News Speak. You show them on ABC. You show them on PBS. They go, I don't want to see that. Wasn't me. I didn't do that. I didn't do that. It's real. Just like when you show Americans sometimes that we funded Osama bin Laden, we set up some of these ISIS caliphates, we set up some of these Al this and Al that, and some of these rebels, and they got mad and came right back at us and wanted to fight with us. We don't want to hear our record because it hurts. The truth hurts. That's what's going on, ladies and gentlemen. It's not that nobody didn't want to vote for Kamala Harris because she's a black woman. How could that be when you didn't even vote for her in the primaries, when you could have pushed her out in front of Joe Biden with the black woman vote? Even if she wouldn't have won, but at least 60% of black women voted for her, I could have respected that. Even if she wouldn't have won, but 50% of black women would have voted for her in the primaries and she lost because she didn't have enough support, I could understand that. Not even 10% of black women voted for Kamala Harris. They voted for Joe Biden and everybody else. White men, they voted for everybody else. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my time. That's why I wanted to make America great again. I love y'all. We out of here. What, they didn't cut off the live? Listen, ladies and gentlemen, let me say this last part before we get out of here because I thought the live was ended. And let's listen to some of these comments. It says, hello from Jerusalem. What's going on? It says, hello, I mean Jerusalem. Let me say this last part to y'all because I thought of one last thing. And I want to show you the irony of black women again, ladies and gentlemen. And this is with no disrespect. What is the goal of black men right now? What are you trying to do? We're trying to buy back our women, okay, from being funded by American tax dollars to go against their morals, to go against sanity, to go against the republic, and to push an international deep state agenda that is responsible for buying up all the news networks, buying up the newspapers, taking over the free speech, okay, taking over our communities, taking over sports, and pushing a sexual agenda on our children. Black women act like the party that they're representing is not doing that. They're acting like this is not happening. This is simply about abortions, ladies and gentlemen. It's not, okay? Do I agree with everything Trump says? Listen, I'm gonna tell you, I'll be honest with you. About 30% of the shit he says, sometimes I'll be like, oh God, please stay on point, sir. You're going too far. I don't mind being honest with myself that sometimes Trump goes too far and he says things that doesn't make sense. Stephen A. Smith doesn't mind telling us the truth that sometimes President Trump says shit that scares people and he goes too far. People don't mind telling the truth. Black men don't mind being honest. It says, let's go Trump and JD Vance. That's right. Listen, I love JD Vance. I love President Trump and I love this country. I'm going to tell you that right now. And guess what? I'm going to do everything in my power before I leave this earth to make sure that our FBI are honest. We need an honest FBI, ladies and gentlemen. We don't need a weaponized FBI. We don't need to be pushing sexual foolishness into our military, ladies and gentlemen, and then tell somebody we the leaders of the free world. What in the hell is you pushing to our children? Government agencies telling children in private, you don't have to listen to your parents. Okay, you can get whatever sex change you want. What type of government is we got going on? The Muslim world is looking at us. The Hindu world is looking at us. The monks in Asia are looking at us. Africans who are conservative are looking at us. What the hell is America doing? Black women is at the forefront. And the moment you check them and show them, we see, you know what they say? Well, I've been in slavery by them Republican white men. They try to make it seem like the Democrats wasn't the one who pushed the agenda of the Ku Klux Klan and was burning the churches. They act like, because there was no Republican Party back in the days, ladies and gentlemen. If y'all didn't know that, the Republican Party started with African Americans. We started the Republican Party before the Mississippi flood. And what happened, just like Ebony Magazine and everything else that black people get bought out of, and a major corporation come and buys it, this is what happened with the Republican Party. People were beginning to see the morals in black people. They had high marriage rates. They had high educational rates. They stayed together. They cared about God and religion and country. Then a lot of people came over and they wanted to buy up the Republican stock and use it. And this is what you think is the switcheroo. There was no switch. They basically bought the Republicans out and took over that party. That's the truth of how the Republicans came to be an all so-called white male sort of organization. They came in because the liberal wasn't working. They was going around the world selling to other people from China, Japan, Singapore, this American idea. But they would say, look at your morals. Look how you treating your own people. Look at what you're doing to black people. People wasn't buying. They said, America, you crazy. Then America said, guess what? We got to clean up. We got to get conservative. We got to push family like the black folks. And this is how it happened. So for black people to not even know that history, that is a sad commentary on our piece. Again, ask any black American young boy who's ever played football or been in a single parent black woman's house. And it only costs 12 cents in some cases, but in American dollars, maybe it costs about $4. Ask any of them, did your mother ever give you a copy of the Constitution? No. Have your mother ever took you to Washington, D.C.? No. Have your mother ever talked to you about economics? No. Checks and balances? No. So what is black women pushing? You're pushing the agenda of the left-wing deep state. You don't even know the Constitution, baby. I don't know one member of black women in my family who's ever owned, nor do they own today, a copy of the Constitution, but you are 90,000% sure that you're a Democrat. Ask yourself, how does something like that happen? You mean when you go to job, to this day, they might change in the future, every company give you a job handbook to know what the company is about, what it doesn't tolerate, and what is its expectations of you. You mean to tell me that over 95% of these black-run black women homes where the fathers were specifically pushed out so the Democratic Party can control the mindset and the movement of this race by removing the fathers, who was the balance and who was the pride of the family, you remove them, and now you mean to tell me that none of y'all have a copy of the Constitution? How is that possible? How is that possible that you can live in America until 1990, until 2010, over 88% of black Americans did not own a passport. Over 92% of every other nationality under this sun, whether you're Mexican or Nigeria, they all are born and they get their version of a birth certificate and a passport. Black people don't travel. We don't have any passports. We don't have dual citizenship. And our minds are warped by a black mother who is controlled by the lobbyists, the deep state, and The federal government. That is the God honest truth, and is being revealed. This is the age, like Cat Williams said, of revealing. This is not hate speech against black women. This is me taking back my black sister and sitting her ass here and making her do what's right and telling that government to stay out of my marriage, stay out of my family, stop whispering to my wife like she's some damn a militia group that you want to go against us and divide us like we North Korea and South Korea, like we Russia and Ukraine, okay, like we the Sunni versus the Shia. Leave our damn sisters alone. We're tired of it. You got these women wrapped around your hand like these rappers you putting dresses around in order so they can sell an album. Like these comedians that you're putting dresses around so they can get a special. You have controlled our women for too long. The Taliban ain't trying to hear that shit. Patriots in this country ain't trying to hear that shit. I'm telling the American people and revealing and pulling the curtain back on the black community so you can see. See, some of y'all see one thing in Syria, Bashar al-Assad. Well, damn, who funding the Kurds? The Turkey? Shit, you got Israel that's up in there and Russia. What's all these countries doing in there? The same thing is happening with black women. You got the Jewish lobby funding them. You got the liberal lobby funding them. You have the progressive funding them. You have the federal government funding them. You have European nations funding them. And the whole goal of all of these people that are pushing millions into black women education, black women jobs, black women welfare state, black women social working, black women homeless centers, as long as you go against the federal black man. Break down the home, get him out of there, we'll fund you, we'll keep your lights on, we'll put you in a house, we got a job for you, we'll give you community college. Ladies and gentlemen, I would not sit up here and lie to you to belittle our women. It is time that we expose, just like Trump, when he was exposing the foolishness that the federal government was doing under the Biden administration, corrupting attorney generals, corrupting the court system, you're corrupting the tax dollars, you're corrupting the intelligence community. He had to lay it out. You had your hand in the January 6th and made it seem like it was me. He's exposing it. The fraudulent voting at times behavior, he exposed it. Some Americans were so used to our dirty laundry not being aired out, they was a little bit mad at him. But a lot of people was like, you know what, we do got to clean up this shit. This is true. We see what's going on. We got eyes in our head. Now, it is not just me. On a broad scale, black men are exposing the lobbyists that are controlling black women, controlling our rappers, controlling our basketball players, controlling our rappers like Kanye West. They're controlling people like Kyrie Irving, and they are controlling our sisters. India needs to know that this is happening. Saudi Arabia needs to know that this is happening. Dubai needs to know that this is happening. Nigeria needs to know that this is happening. Jamaica needs to know that this is happening. Trinidad needs to know that this is happening. Germany needs to know that this is happening. We want it clear. We want Haiti to know what is really going on with black American women, because I know y'all can't understand it. You can't figure it out. You don't see what is going on. Why is the black community like that? We are also going through a domestic divisional war where, yes, again, you see how we unfortunately sometimes behave international, funding groups, sending weapons here, but they send different weapons into the black community, okay, ladies and gentlemen? And sometimes they come in the form of welfare. They come in the form of socialism. They come in the form of community college, okay? If somebody is controlling the federal dollar, you're controlling the purse strings. You're controlling the Congress. You're controlling the jobs. You're controlling the Social Security card, the emails. You have the power to fund these women to do what you say. And if you are a real black man that cares about your country, cares about your future and your children, you have to fight against the federal government to get out of our nation. Get out. Get out. White people wouldn't allow it in this country. Jews would not allow it. Chinese men would not allow you to do what they're doing. In China, you know why they're rising? Because their Chinese women are with them. You know why Saudi Arabia rise? Because their women are with them. You know why India is rising? Because the Indian man and Indian women are not fighting against each other. And part of it is when they put us in this condition where all we have no dual citizenship. We have no mother country to go back to. All we have is the State Department that was not always ran in the behavior and the behest of Black Americans. Just like you have, what, over 47 presidents, only one are black and 46 of them. So there was always a lopsided State Department as well that did not care for the interests of Black Americans, okay? And it used every tax dollar it could to break down Black Wall Street, to break down our educational systems. This is not white people doing this, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. This is a international, federal, deep state that has not necessarily really left. They say that they sold, the French sold off their country, the British really left. They have learned to disguise themselves, and they are meddling in our politics, and true red-blooded Americans don't want it no more. Shout out to all of the black, brown, white, real MAGAs, real Americans. Yes, I would go to war any day with my white brothers and sisters who care about this country. I will go to war any day with my Indian brothers and sisters in this country who were born here. You love this country. I will go to war any day with my African brothers and sisters who've been born in this country. You love America. You love what it stands for. I love you too. And yes, I will not just side with African Americans because they're corrupt and paid for and they're doing things that they got no business doing and they're going against. Now, I will side with Black people who really do care for this country, who really want to clean up our families, who really want to do the right thing. Yes, I will. But I am not going to be brought and paid for because the federal government has an unlimited spending Federal Reserve budget that they can pay for foolishness in our community. That's what making America great means to me, is cleaning up our own country, fixing our own tolls, tunnels, and our bridges and our airports. Making America great means to me cleaning up our lakes and our beaches. Making America great means to me, again, getting rid of the Federal Reserve's full arm control over our dollar. What it means to me is using the Bretton Woods system as what it was used to me. What does making America great means again? Getting rid of all these goddamn chicken stores and vape shops on every corner and no damn libraries. What does making America great means to me is stop turning over people's countries and putting our troops out there for no reason. What making America great means to me is not slaving the American people to a tax code and we got to pay for all of your damn exotic, crazy adventures to go topple this government, topple that government. Make America great means to me is liberating our press and making them a free press where they can tell the true story. They can expose industries, corporations, politicians, neighborhoods, towns, counties, other governments. That's what making America great means to me, is freeing our press. Making America great means to me is doing a reform on food, getting rid of Blue 5 and Orange 13 and Red 44 in our chips for no reason, poisoning our babies, using parasites in candies as nerds and other things. That's what making America great means to me. Getting rid of faulty vaccinations, shoving it down people's throat, or you out of here. Liberals taking over the top brass of the military and putting in control people who share this crazy new, like Trump said, who's ever heard of this stuff? Okay, you're feminizing our military. You're feminizing boys. You're making women masculine. Okay, you're switching the roles in society, and then you're forcing countries like Africa, India, and other nations that if you don't accept what we're trying to do with a sexual buffet, we're gonna sanction you. We're gonna veto all of this stuff. This is what making America great means to me, is stopping that type of behavior. Making America great means to me is raising your flag and loving the Republic. It means that you love, hug, and hold a white person, be it your brother in the military, your wife, your grandmother, your aunt, your neighbor, your co-worker. It means that we love each other and we defend this nation. That's what make America great means to me. That we keep our streets clean. We stop all this section traffic and Jerry Springer foolishness with Epstein and stuff. That's what make America great means to me, is that we close down our borders and we consolidate these programs and ship most things back to the state. We get rid of all of the hate. I want my children learning quantum physics, not racial control. I want them learning cursive again, not racial control. I want them learning horticulture, agriculture. I want them learning finance, marine life. I want them to learn aeronautics, aerospace engineering, not sexual, love who you want to love. That is the truth, ladies and gentlemen. What making America great means to me is not having a big country like this, a great country, and our education is at the bottom. That's what making America great means to me, is that men go to men bathroom, women go to women bathroom. That's what making America great means to me. It also means that women cannot just take a man's sperm and just get rid of it because he didn't call you. I mean, I'm getting an abortion. This motherfucker didn't call me 3 times, bitch. I'm getting a divorce. Your girl, come with me. We're going to get us a chicken sandwich and we're going to go right next door, take us 20 minutes and get an abortion. No, it shouldn't work like that. And then you're going to find an excuse, just like we did in 9/11. But we got to take away your freedom because there's a few terrorists out there. So now we got to monitor all your phone calls, like Eric Snowden snitched on Homeland Security, who was monitoring America. You were monitoring Republicans. You were watching them, spying on their campaign. The truth had to come out. Okay? Tucker Carlson had to expose it. Fox News had to expose it. We hate to expose our own country, but we will not let the same regime that came into Germany walk its way into Europe and into other places and took over their countries, like the Rothschilds, and put this foolishness in everybody's lap. We're not doing that. We love America too much. Let's see what David said. It says, let's go, MAGA. All right, for real. Do you think DJT and RFJ can bring down the price of... See, these are the real questions that I love. See, people are really concerned that JFK... Look at look, ladies and gentlemen, Trump, immediately, as soon as he got there, what the first thing he said is, we cleaning up our food. JFK has been talking about faulty vaccinations. They're killing Americans. They're putting cancerous stuff in our food. Fluoride. Look at this. You talking about he gonna mess up the country. This nigga just talked about the fluoride in the water, and black women is still selling us like we stupid. He racist. I don't care if he want to get fluoride out the water. I don't care if he want the gas stations to stop selling junk and McDonald's and feeding us fake food and putting injections into the animals and all that other stuff and sterilizers and tranquilizers. I don't care about that. That ain't important to me. I care about Kamala Harris gonna make sure we can get an abortion. That's what black women is talking about. Baby, people are looking at you and they're saying to themselves, I would have never thought that the daughter of slaves, a daughter who had to pick cotton, you had to go through the Willie Lynch, that you would get this far in society in 2024 under the Gregorian calendar, and you can get corrupted by the deep state, honey, and be their poster child to sell stuff that's not even there. And black men, the one who you doubted, you put us out, you put us in crime bill, you locked us up, you watch us disintegrate. We stepped up, no matter how much it cost us, and we said we're gonna hold this American flag, bleed in, beat down like Christ. We ain't got no damn license. We trying though, baby. And the federal government is against us. That's what I'm talking about. You give yourself a hand, black man. You've done your ancestors proud who fought for this country. Those pilots and those beautiful men in the military and Marines who are dead in their grave on Memorial Day, who fought for this country, the freedom from Europe, freedom from France, freedom from Spain, and freedom from the British Crown. That's who you resemble. They are turning in their grave in joy, and they're saying, black man, you made me proud. You stood up and you stood on principle, and you did not let them corrupt you. You love your country. You love your nation. It has its imperfections. It has its bad points and its dark points. Some of the worst sins ever, we know we've created. But you know what? We can make it better. You know what? We can fix our educational system. We can get these jails and dismantle them. And we can start people to real reform. We can get rid of all of the pornography that we're just hustling, peddling around to people. Every store just about is selling nothing but poison, if we want to be honest. Let's clean that up, ladies and gentlemen. Let's love the people once again. Let's put dignity and respect back in the White House. Let us hold hands like Dr. King did, white boys and girls, and scream. I can see it now. Joy, peace, love. Lift up the name of God. Put God back in the schools. Put it back in the money. Put it back in the hearts of our children. Put families back together. Put husbands and wives back together. We should not die in vain and destroy this great experiment called America. May we go to our grave like the 300, fighting against tyranny. Die next to your white brother and sister, knowing that you fought for justice and equality and peace and love. Do not become an instrument of a jinn that is pushing evil, wickedness, sexual freedom. Any morals that you want, you can just do. We got all the drugs you want, all the alcohol you want, all the prison you want, all the pornography you want, all of the chips, candy, soda. America just one big ass carnival. Come here, come get it, enjoy it. It's America, titties out. That's not the America I grew up in. I grew up with Saturday morning cartoons. I went to school with little black boys and girls, little white boys and girls, and I loved them. We watched the same television shows. We went to the same schools. We ate the same lunches. We drank out of the same water fountains. We studied out of the same school books. We called the same police. We spent the night over their house. They spent the night over our house. That's the America I want to leave my children. Not a racial comparing to each other what we did wrong. They don't need to be involved in that. So I'm asking you, like and subscribe. Support your boy. Keep people like me available who can tell you the truth and who gonna do the right thing. Now it might gonna cost me. It might gonna cost me. Because these people don't play around. They have a real agenda. They was willing to almost assassinate a president. They're not joking. Okay? They did that to Kennedy. Thank you so much. I love you so much. Hello, hello, good morning. God bless you. I swear to God, God, thank you so much for these people right here. They bring tears to my eyes. Thank you, God. God, send people to help you. God, send people who understand. These people are dangerous. They killed Kennedy. They killed Lincoln because he tried to do the right thing and do the Emancipation Proclamation. They didn't like it. They wanted to keep it going. These people are sick. They're psychotic. We will not bend, break, or fold. We will protect our children by any means necessary. We will build families again. That's what this country is built off. We will free the church and make the church allowed to be free. They're part of this country. You are not going to kick them out of government. Church versus state. You're not going to kick them out of the schools like you have done, taking God off of the money, taking God off of government buildings. These people are sick. They have an agenda. They can care less of a color. Their only mindset is to destroy, destroy, destroy. But by the grace of God, we ain't going for it. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my time. I'm Clyde Yorkshire. I love you, and I just wanted to share tonight with you about the ironies of what's going on and what Make America Great means to me. So don't let nobody fool you. Make America Great means getting the tax system to stop making us slave. Tell people this. When they say, what does Make America Great means to you? It means the Federal Reserve don't control our money no more. What does Make America Great mean again? That we are not corrupted by lobbyists, special interests anymore. What does Make America Great means? Cleaning up the food system in our country. What does Make America Great means again? Getting rid of the fluoride in our water. What does Make America Great mean again? What does it mean? It means stop locking people up because it's a business. What does make America great mean again? It means freeing our children and protect them from sexual predators. I'm out of here.